Welcome to another episode of That's Right. Today we have the pleasure of welcoming Katherine Miller. She is the founder of the Miller Law Group. Welcome, Katherine.
So great to be here, Chris.
Glad you're here. So, is it a ridiculous idea if I ask you to share with our viewers a little bit about your business and your journey?
Yeah, that's a great question. I went to law school because I was interested in justice, but I figured out in the orientation week that's not what it was going to be about. So I turned my attention to the intersection between law and people, where it meets them in their personal life. And I got into family law really early on. And after a couple of years, I thought, wow, there really has to be a better way to help our clients settle their divorces. And I took a mediation training and I started to try to integrate those mediative ideas of settling based on what was important to the people, not what was important to the judge. It took me about 10 years to realize after my own divorce that wasn't really working. So after I got divorced myself, I thought, wow, I'm going to quit my job and do something else where I really can help people. Then I took some more trainings and I thought, you know what? I think that there is a way that lawyers can help people settle their divorces based on what's important to them, not based on the judges. And that's how I formed my firm. And I've been building the business and the brand of the firm around divorce with dignity since that time.
Wow, very cool. So what are some common challenges your clients face?
I think the biggest one is that divorce is the intersection between what was and what will be. And the emotions that come up in trying to make a decision, trying to make something work for the future, when you're so focused on the past, that is a really big challenge for people. So much so that I'm writing a book about how to integrate your feelings into the divorce negotiation to actually help you rather than to get in your way.
Wow. Well, so what strategies do you use to help you understand and diagnose what your clients' needs even better?
I do a lot of active listening, and a lot of what I think of as listening with my heart, so more than with my head, to really listen for what it is that they mean, not so much exactly what they're saying.
All right, so you're again sharing a time when you navigated a particularly difficult situation for you or your clients using tactical empathy?
Absolutely. You know, sometimes, Chris, what happens is that people feel like they want to do the right thing, but they also don't want to be taken advantage of. I call that the chump factor. They don't want to be a chump, but they also want to negotiate something that feels right. And sometimes the clients are worried that they're not being protected enough. And so having the empathy, not defensiveness for myself, that I'm helping them, I'm there by their side at the same time that we're negotiating a reasonably good deal for them.
So it sounds like you probably have a specific instance in mind you could talk about.
Well, it happens all the time, but one time I remember thinking about listening to my client's husband, and he was really resisting this idea of paying support going forward. The thing is that he really, really wanted to be an author and write a great American novel. And I thought, let me just express back to him what I've heard him say about what's really important to him. And I told him about how I heard his desires and his wishes to be an author and to leave the city and to live a country life in this really different way. And once I was able to express to him that I'd heard his yearnings, he really shifted his perspective on support and he stopped being so argumentative, and we were able to reach a deal relatively quickly.
All right, so that's right is what somebody says when you feel heard and completely understood. It's usually a breakthrough moment. Sounds like that was a that's right moment.
Absolutely.
All right, so any other examples so people can help understand how this in regular life can benefit them?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. In regular life, we are set up to argue all the time. You want Chinese food, I want Italian food. If I really understand and I express to you my understanding about why you want the Chinese food before I tell you what I want, I think that the defenses come down and that the negotiation goes so much better if we're really able to hear each other, not just what it is we want, but why we want it.
Beautiful. All right, Katherine, If people want to learn more about you, want to find out how they could work with you, how do you want them to get in touch with you?
Well, the best thing is to go to our website, which is www.miller-law.com, miller-law.com.
And they'll find you.
They'll find me and a whole bunch of other resources about divorcing with dignity.
All right, wonderful, Katherine. Thank you very much. That
My
was
pleasure.
great to listen to. I know our viewers are going to get an awful lot out of it.
Thank you so much.